Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 1 in a series between a WFZ and TBCBM. We see WFZ spawning as the red undead player on the bottom left hand side of Snowdrop. Meanwhile, on the top right hand side of the map, we have TBCBM spawning as the blue undead. Undead versus undead mirror match here. Gonna go ahead and speed things up, but one thing I will make to note is that the creeping on this map is actually a little bit more difficult because of one thing. The forest trolls here, the healers, also have the ability to give frost armor, making any sort of melee units do significantly less damage since the added, let me slow things down a little bit, since of the damage debuff and the damage attack speed debuff, in addition to the additional +3 armor. We are looking at a Death Knight opening with a couple of skeletal minions here from the bottom left by WFZ, trying to clear out this 4-4-3 creep camp. Meanwhile, over here, we're taking a look at the Death Knight opening up with Crypt Fiends, and the Crypt Fiend opening is actually perhaps the easier way to go because you can, in fact, get that frost armor, work around a lot more quickly, as we're taking a look at the skeletal marksman and all these units now making their way off to the north. However, they will be fighting on Blight, making it so that these units, the Death Knight and the Crypt Fiends, will be able to heal up significantly faster. Now down over here, WFZ looking to finish off a Troll Berserker. You can see that frost armor having such a big effect. The attack speed and that additional armor bonus making it so that these units are attacking very, very slowly, as the Death Knight will get close to level 2, but not yet quite there. Death Knight now sitting off over here, going to be launching over with these Crypt Fiends, and it looks like he's going to try and clear out these rock chunks to clear out and perhaps take down some of these creep camps here. Normally that could be a good idea, but the number of range units here means that even if you hold position here and there's only one ogre warrior, what's going to end up happening is that the remaining range units are going to be able to continue to attack you. So all of a sudden it looks like TBCBM is actually having a little bit of a difficult time here, and you can see how quickly all these units are getting taken out. Meanwhile, back inside his base, you can see that the skeletal minions are now doing a mad rush inside this base here to go after these acolytes. Acolytes trying to wander around, perhaps get away from these skeletal minions, and the acolytes are doing exactly that as the Death Knight now comes over to try and keep these units alive. It looks like a couple of skeletal minions are going to fall here. One skeletal minion, and the Death Knight should be able to continue to get a fairly good amount of experience. I don't know if we actually saw any experience given there, as another skeletal minion gets taken down. The Death Knight really didn't gain all that much, as WFZ now retreats back home. Crypt Fiends now being transitioned back out. It looks like WFZ is actually on the winning end of all of that, but there is also the cost of the Rod of Necromancies, and it looks like there are more charges of Rod of Necromancy being used by WFZ than there was by TBCBM. Alright, Death Knight once again pulling away, going to continue to fight on Blight here, and this is a rather difficult creep camp to clear out for these Crypt Fiends because of the normal attack on the Frost Wolf and the Giant Polar Bear. The Crypt Fiends' normal armor means that they do, or medium armor means that they take 50% extra damage from the Giant Polar Bear, and you're going to see a good chunk of hit points being lost after every hit, 34 to 38. These Giant Polar Bears are pretty much equivalent to Knights or Bears as a tier 3 unit. Alright, both sides of the map doing similar things. Item drop, I believe it was a Brutes of Quelt the Lost picked up by the blue Death Knight. Meanwhile, it is going to be a True Shot or a WFZ getting lucky on that one. That will be very useful for these Crypt Fiends and eventually for that Lich when it comes out. Alright, now we are looking at a little bit more cursing as well, and the curse is just going to cause these units to miss even further and make this creep camp that much more difficult to clear out once again. This is just one of those things where Snowdrop is a rather difficult map to creep, unlike, say, similar maps, Tyrannus Stand, where on Tyrannus Stand there are a lot of very, very easy low-level creep camps. Even the low-level creep camps on this map are rather difficult to creep out, so that's why we're running around with I wouldn't say lower level heroes, but just a lot more difficult creep camps to clear out until you got higher tier units. Eventually, when that Lich does come out, though, I do expect them to go after these creep camps once more. And the difficulty of the creep camps does not correlate with the amount of experience given on those creep camps either. All right, back over here. 4-3-4 creep camp getting cleared out, or 4-3-3 creep camp getting cleared out relatively quickly. It looks like Claws of Attack +6. That will most likely be given to the Lich as well, as that is a very strong damage debuff once you also add in the Orb of Corruption, which is just around the corner as that Black Citadel upgrade is nearing completion. Both sides. No, Black Citadel upgrade about not quite completed by TBC-BM, and the Lich will be popping out here in just a moment. Meanwhile, the Lich is going to be popping out here in just a moment as well, as we are going into a major fight here. WFZ trying to retreat back, Death Coil saving one of those units there, and we are going into a major fight. Now, what WFZ knows is that it's very difficult to try and focus down units because you cannot nuke any of these units. All you can really do is heal. However, the Frost Nova from a Lich can easily, I don't know if WFZ perfectly timed that. He may have seen the Death Coil coming in and cast that Frost Nova just to waste the 75 mana of that Death Knight. If he did that deliberately, I gotta say that was just an amazing play, as we're now turning around and we may get into a little bit of an engagement here. This is going to be perhaps a bit dangerous as the units are now dancing back and forth. Let's take a look at the supply count. 39/40 compared to 41/50. Both sides are relatively even at this point, but I would tip my hat to WFZ as he does have the superior items. The True Shot Aura, the Claws of Attack +6, and on that Lich, meanwhile we are waiting for where that Lich is for the other side. There is the Lich. The Lich does have an Orb of Corruption as well, but that additional damage, the +6 and the additional 10% bonus damage, yes, it doesn't help the Lich that much, but every bit helps at this point. An additional +3 damage, I do believe. All right, Death Knight now down to only, 1.2 armor. That is relatively low, as we're going to be going in, no, 0.8 armor, excuse me, as we're going back into a fight again. All right, it looks like the creep camp just doesn't like WFZ, and this is going to be the opportunity for TBC-BM to try and put pressure. Now, the damage being taken by WFZ is pretty much being negated by that Obsidian statue, so he can afford to do this. He really wants to get the Forest Troll, Ice Troll Warlord's item, and whatever that item is, it may swing things in favor of him, but he doesn't want to engage unless he knows that his opponent can't do that much free damage on him. All right, he's going to be going after some units again. The Death Knight up front, get some extra damage there. You can see the Ice Troll Warlords now making their way back over. 36-43 damage. Ice Troll Warlord now backing off, and oh, there's the back off there, so WFZ may try to come in there and at least take down one easy unit, as both sides I don't get a real good feeling on who really wants that creep camp. It feels like WFZ wants the creep camp more than TBC-BM and has been constantly pecking at it, hoping to be able to get it down. Ice Troll Warlord still not within nuking range yet. As he finally starts attacking it, it looks like the Ice Troll Warlord is going to fall. And what is the item for all that effort? Book of the Dead. And the Book of the Dead could easily turn things in favor. WFZ trying to slip away with that unit. There is the Book of the Dead now off to the north, trying to go after all those units here. An Obsidian statue relatively low on hit points could get taken down. There goes one Crypt Fiend, and that is going to be absolutely huge, though, as an Obsidian statue and a Crypt Fiend were both lost right there. And now Lich is going to get surrounded, and the Lich, wait, is that Lich going to, yes, the Lich somehow slips through there and then gets a Death Coil in order to heal back up. That was a brilliant, or I wouldn't even say a brilliant play by TBC-BM. That was more of a mistake by WFZ. I believe he had the surround down, and he let it get away from him. WFZ now clearing out more creep camps here, as the Ice Troll High Priest going to get taken down. Dark Ranger now sitting at level 2. The Rock Chunk's going to get cleared out very quickly, trying to finish all of this off. Once the Rock Chunks are down, they're going to be making their way through here and taking them down in just a moment. There they go. All right, down over here on the bottom right, you can see the Death Knight has purposely gone over here to the bottom right to make it rather difficult to get scouted out, but he is going to get scouted out by the Skeletal Minion. There's a Magnetar Reaver who is immune to magic. That is important to note, as Death Coil steals and Frost Nova steals are not going to be possible. The Magnetar Reaver doing a whole bunch of damage, but it looks like he will get taken down. What item will be left behind for all that efforts? It is going to be the Command Aura Drums, as the Abomination is going to end up getting taken down there. We are now running back off to the north again. The movement speed is very fast. The attack speed, well, the movement speed is just is faster, and I believe the damage is just faster. So that Lich may actually, no, it's Command Aura. Is it movement speed and attack speed? Then shouldn't that actually be a little bit move speed, attacks? Okay, I guess there is that bonus right there that I didn't see earlier. All right. There goes Tome of Knowledge. Blue Drake now getting taken down. Both sides taking this opportunity to go ahead and creep out the more difficult creep camps. Here, Blue Drake will get taken down. Ring of Regeneration on a Death Knight, making him extremely difficult to kill now with that passive Unholy Aura Regeneration, Obsidian Statues, and now that Ring of Regeneration. The Death Knight, even though he cannot heal himself, should have no problems staying up on life. TBC BM now trying to clear out a rather difficult creep camp off to the north here, but it looks like we could have a potential creep jack as the Dark Ranger and the other units are now coming in from the bottom. All right, this is a slight hill up here, so there are going to be some missing targets if TBC BM is able to establish and hold the high ground. All right, there's a little bit of a turnaround here as the Crypt Fiends are now missing their targets because they are shooting up onto the high ground. This is not a good spot for WFZ to be actually fighting, as I believe it's a 30% miss chance, and that's like cursing all of your units down below. All right, we're continuing this fight here. Crypt Fiend's going to continue to attack as the Obsidian Statue in the back, really not doing any healing. Not quite sure what he's attempting to do there. The Abomination really needs some additional health as the Death Knight, is he getting extra mana? No, he's not getting extra mana. So that Abomination is just constantly out of range, just asking to get destroyed by a Frost Nova pretty quickly. All right, there goes an Abomination down to 319 hit points. Going to be able to retreat back. There goes the other Abomination. One Abomination now low on hit points, and Abominations are rather expensive units that you cannot afford to lose like that. WFZ now in full chase mode, going after the units here. Going to go ahead and turn back around. Going to go ahead and try and engage here as we see a Frost Nova straight onto the Death Knight. Death Knight, pretty much the only reason he's surviving right now is because of that Ring of Regeneration. All right, Potion of Healing used by that Death Knight now as the Abomination now trying to come back over. Yes, WFZ does lose an Abomination there, giving level 4 now. However, it looks like this Abomination gonna get saved just ever so barely as he slips back down. That -3 armor, or -3 armor, 17% damage bonus when you attack a target with -3 armor, and that is a big damage boost indeed. And as you can see, all right, let's go ahead and take a look around. Obsidian Statue going to go ahead and heal back up the remaining units here. It feels like TBC BM is going to be a little bit behind here. Yeah, 57 over 60 compared to 50 over 50. As TBC BM is going to be in a little bit of trouble as once again we see the Creep Jack from the back. Quick Death Coil, Frost Nova onto the Death Knight. One Crypt Fiend already down. We're chasing after units as a second Crypt Fiend gets taken down as well. The Banshees with their curse causing so many problems as we now have an anti-magic shell on the Death Knight. The Death Knight now immune to the Frost Nova, should be able to absorb a whole bunch of damage as the Death Knight now tries to retreat once more. TBC BM realizes he cannot stick around in this fight, needs to get away, and his units are in fact very fast with the help of that Command Aura and Unholy Aura level 2. 100% mana hit point regeneration, in addition to I believe a 20% movement speed bonus, plus the Command Aura, which is another 10% movement speed bonus, which is what we're all seeing unfold here. All right, TBC BM now heading back off to the top right. Crypt Fiends still being trained. We are also looking at some more Obsidian Statues as well. 48 over 60 compared to 62 over 70. It looks like WFZ is slowly chipping away at the army count while keeping his own units alive, and things are looking very good for WFZ. WFZ also has Banshees with mastery training, so they will be able to possess those Abominations if and when the time comes, if they venture forth a bit too far. So yes, WFZ looking very happy right now. Just going to continue to try and level up, even though none of his heroes are really within range of leveling. He just wants to make sure that he's constantly getting items and doing a bit more. All right, Troll High Priest, last guy here, going to get taken down as the Lich Death Knight and Dark Ranger, both just on their ways to the next level. We're going to be looking at TBC-BM only with a level 2 Lich, level 2 Dark Ranger, and a level 4 Death Knight going up against a 4-3-3. Magnetar Reaver now going to get focused here, but this is a rather difficult target to go ahead and take out. You can see that the Banshees even attacking. Yeah, the Banshees are not attacking since that is a magic immune unit. And now we see, what is this? Brilliance Aura now coming into play. All right, Crypt Fiend now back out. We're going to see a quick turnaround. Frost Nova, Death Coil tried to save the unit. Dark Ritual to get the kill anyways, or deny the kill, as the Lich denies the experience and gets perhaps a little bit of the mana that he used in order to cast that Dark Ritual anyways. All right, back over here to the left. Death Knight with Brilliance Aura, with Unholy Aura sitting at level 2. Very, very nice items with True Shot Aura. All of the items of WFZ, and just the full gambit of different types of auras. That army is just so strong and so dangerous, especially with that Brilliance Aura. That, I was gonna say, don't sell the Brilliance Aura, but you have so many Banshees and Obsidian statues. Whoever has more mana at this point may end up winning. All right, Haunted Goldmine on the bottom right. Expansions are going to be in play, and the longer the game goes, yes, the better it will be for TBC-BM, as the main gold mines have about 7 minutes, or so 3.5 minutes left of gold to go. However, WFZ is going to quickly cause a cancellation there, as we are looking all across the map for perhaps other potential expansions. This gold mine could have an expansion as well. We'll see what unfolds there, as WFZ's army, which is rather scary, sitting at perhaps 67 over 70 supply, compared to a 59 over 60. No additional ziggurats to be added yet. And it may be just a straight attack. Sacrificial Pit already getting focused down. Crypt Fiend should be able to take that down very, very quickly. And then a Scroll of Town Portal in order to head back home. There goes that building. And now we are going after some of the Spirit Towers. Meanwhile, main base now coming in. Anti-Magic Shell across so many units. And this is one of those situations where you kind of wish you had Devour Magic. If you had Devour Magic, you might be able to get a whole bunch of mana onto those destroyers, and then eventually start dealing some of that unit and some of that damage back. It's turning into a bit of a base race. Who has the most, as there is only one destroyer, but there is a meat wagon here as well. The meat wagon causing a bit of problems, as back over here we're taking a look at the Acolytes trying to get away. All right, the Spirit Tower, Scroll of Town Portal. WFZ realizes that he cannot win this base race, and TBC-BM also uses the Scroll of Town Portal out just in time to head back out there. I wonder if there was even an attempt at Devour Magic on TBC-BM's army, or from TBC-BM. All right, Acolyte now trying to get back here. It looks like we are going to be going mining once more. 51 over 60 compared to 66 over 60. And at this point, you would almost kill one of your own Acolytes to make sure that you are actually mining faster, since you are not being taxed. On the top left, you can see a Necropolis and a Haunted Goldmine now coming into play, as Skeletal Minions are looking for perhaps a possible expansion all across the map. And if TBC-BM can in fact get this Ninja expansion on the top left-hand side and keep it running, as the main gold mines are nearly mined out, we have 113 seconds left of mining to go, then that will change things dramatically. All right, let's take a look. 52 over 60 now. It looks like more Acolytes are being trained up. Death Knight is looking to scout out the top left portion of the map. There is a Necropolis there. Do we have a Scroll of Town Portal on the Death Knight in order to get there? Yes, we do. So defense is in fact possible, as the Obsidian statue now in full run. All right, we are on the Blight here. The units are going to be healing a bit, and now they're going to be swinging back off to the north. And WFZ, even though he pretty much anti-magic shelled his whole entire army, he's still in a very good spot with mana, just because of that Brilliance Aura. 390 mana on that Death Knight, plenty of death coils to go around. Meanwhile, off over here, you can see one lesser dark minion gonna go ahead and kill an Acolyte here. There it goes. No, not yet. It's not gonna get taken down as of yet, as the main army now coming back over. All right, are we gonna see a bit of an engagement? Oh, this is the wrong spot to be in, As we are looking at the units, are they going to perhaps try and trade a main base for an expansion? That is going to be the big question, as the armies are now pulling back here. One Dark Ranger is all that he's really going to commit to this, and that's all you... Oh, no, he's not going to commit that Dark Ranger here. We are going to see a bit of an attack there. There goes a Shade now taken down, as the units are now once again in full retreat. All right, the gold mine, 53 seconds left. Oh, not much gold is left. 67 over 70 compared to 53 over 70. The mining and the gold is going to make a very big difference here, as we now see the meat wagons going after the Altar of Darkness over here on the bottom left. All right, Meat Wagon in a little bit of trouble, needs to get away. Units are in full retreat again. That Commandora really helping the Meat Wagon be able to get away that much faster, keep the units running. Average movement speed as opposed to fast though, but normally the Meat Wagon is a relatively slow target, and it is not going to be able to get anywhere at all. All right, some free experience given. Dark Ranger should be able to take that down without a problem here, as we're now going to be going into engagement. All right, there's some web. There is some Frost Nova, but the Frost Nova is a little bit late. Death Coil to try and save. And without abominations for that entire front line, things are just not looking good. TBC BM looks like he's going to end up losing this game here, as he is in full retreat. Even though he does have this expansion, it doesn't matter if he doesn't have an army anymore. 52 over 70 compared to 67 over 70. The haunted gold mine is now being unhaunted. The building is being unsummoned, and now all we're gonna see is just a last-ditch effort to try and hold on and hang in there. All right, a new gold mine off over here. Dark Ranger is gonna spot this. It is haunted right there, as we are now looking at 3 bases against none. All right, let's go ahead and do the attack here. We lost that meat wagon though, so there is no siege damage, and in fact it is mainly just hero damage, range damage, and magic damage, the 3 worst damage types against this fortified armor. Over here on the top left, there is a necropolis. There is a haunted gold mine. Damage is being dealt. There is a lot of magic damage and piercing damage. Again, once more, the Dark Ranger attempting to take that down, and it looks like the obsidian statues, oh, did not get there. If they head off to the north, that could be huge. WFZ trying to take down a handful of units. WFZ does not have a Scroll of Town Portal, as he just town portal back in, but TBC BM is able to teleport back home. All right, Dark Ranger now doing a mad run back home. Acolytes, not enough gold to summon a haunted gold mine, as there is one off over here. Destroyer, however, does spot this, so is going to attempt to try and take this down. The Death Knight is here, and we could be looking at perhaps no web. Good foresight to know that he cannot stick around there, and decides to come back all instead. All right, skeletal minions, nothing mining over here. Gold is gold being mined? No mining of gold here, no mining of gold there. So everyone is pretty much working with what they've got, and they can't complain about it. 45 over 70 compared to 65 over 70 there. All right. Acolyte is mining a bit of gold, trying to get back into this game. He wants this game to go long. Meat Wagon now going to turn back around. Oh, there's a Frost Nova, but the Death Knight does in fact have a potion of greater healing. Abomination, however, going to venture forth a bit too far, get taken down as well, as the Dark Ranger now gets to level 4. Death Knight sitting at 4, getting very close to 5. One more kill, and that's going to be it, and I think that is going to be the GG there. There's a web onto the Destroyer, and there's not much that can be done. TBCBM put up a good effort, but he was pretty much crippled much throughout the fight, and without enough experience on that hero, ended up losing game 1. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.